If you think a college bachelor's degree always takes 4 years and always costs $50,000 to $100,000, I am about to change your world. When I was in high school, I took about 25 of what are called CLEP exams. These are college-level examination program tests. And if you pass one, over 2,000 colleges in the US will consider that test result for college credit. And by taking so many of them, I actually tested out of most of college. I took my last 6 courses at Thomas Edison State University and graduated for $7,423 1 year after I graduated high school. Then I went on to go get a master's, teach at the college level, and eventually get a PhD. And while I've been doing all of that, I've been helping thousands of people hack college too. In the United States, a 4-year college degree, called a bachelor's degree, usually consists of 40 classes that are 3 credits each, adding up to a total of 120 credits. Now, usually the first third of that is general education, which is like baseline liberal studies type stuff that is often a review of high school. History, art, math, science, language, that kind of stuff. Then about half of the degree is going to be your major. That's the thing you're actually there for. If you have a business major, it's going to be about 60 credits of business. If you have a criminal justice major, 60 credits of criminal justice. And then the rest is going to be free electives, which can normally just be anything you want. And earning these 120 credits always takes 4 years. At least that's what most people think. In fact, there are many ways to make your degree faster and way cheaper that you probably don't know about. You might be familiar with AP classes, which are usually like sort of honors level-y high school courses where if you do well enough in them and you pass the final exam, you get college credit at a lot of different schools. The same company that offers AP exams, College Board, also offers CLEP, the college level examination program. And they're very, very similar to AP, except they don't give out study resources for it, and it's not connected to a high school class. Anybody can go take a CLEP like anytime they want. And there are tons of CLEPs to choose from. They usually have to do with high school topics like US history, world history, biology, English composition, stuff like that. But they also have some business courses and some psychology stuff and a couple other smatterings of different random topics. And over 2,000 colleges in the US accept some number of different CLEP exams towards their degrees, meaning that at most schools, you could potentially test out of your first year of school in just like a month. And in most cases, these CLEP exams actually replace the course at your school and don't affect your GPA at all. It just counts as pass-fail. So if you're going to a $100,000 school, just remember that every single CLEP exam you pass is worth about $2,500 that you just saved. And it just saved you 8 to 16 weeks of sitting in that course, plus about 150 man-hours of actual effort put into learning the material. And this is totally legit. It's not a scam because the schools themselves decide which CLEP exams that they'll accept because they go in and study them and make sure they're up to their standards. And they'll say, hey, I like college mathematics CLEP exam. If somebody passes at this score, we'll give them these credits. And CLEP exams have been around since the 70s. They were originally designed to help military GIs transition into college and catch up with their peers. And then civilians decided, hey, these are actually pretty cool. We'd like to do this too. And since then, the options for third-party alternative credit have exploded, including into third-party actual courses. And these are options like Sophia Learning, Study.com, or Straighterline, where you basically pay $100 to $300 a month, and then you go through and complete courses at your own pace. And if your school accepts courses from that provider, you send your transcripts in, your school accepts it, and boom, you just earned college credit. And the normal cost per credit for these third-party courses is going to typically be somewhere between $10 and $35 per credit, and you're going to put in about 5 to 25 hours worth of work per 3-credit class. And the reason for that is because it's competency-based. It's not centered around making you spend X amount of hours before we believe that you know the material, or making you do a bunch of busy work that doesn't necessarily have to do with actually learning the material. They isolate, hey, what are the key things these students need to know? Hey, colleges, if my students know these key things, will you give them credit? Colleges say yes, and then we go learn those things. It's very streamlined and it's very self-paced. They don't affect GPA, they're all pass-fail, and they don't affect your ability to get into graduate schools. And they're accepted by tons of well-accredited, well-loved schools. So what's the end result of this? Let's say you were going to spend $50,000 on an online school and you were able to hack 3 quarters, which is generally the most that any school is ever going to let you hack. Usually they want you to take at least 1 year at their school. To hack those 90 credits with the third-party options we've been talking about is going to cost you between $500 and $2,000. You just replaced like $37,500 with about $1,000. And it's very reasonable to think that you could get all 90 of those credits done in about 9 months. And then it's usually about 2 semesters to finish a year of school. So that's another 9-ish months, which means you could be graduating in 18 months. So we have plenty of people in our college hack community who've graduated in 6 months or 9 months, under a year. It's incredible. incredible. Not to mention that there are also schools out there like Western Governors University or University of Maine at Presque Isle or Purdue University Global that offer competency-based programs themselves, so that last quarter of the degree you have to get at the school is also self-paced, just like the third-party course providers, which means graduating could get as low as like $3,000. But the goal is not just to get a degree for a degree's sake. With college hacking, it's always about backwards planning because we want to help people graduate quickly and inexpensively so they can build a career that they love. And everything starts with that career. What career are you trying to get into? What kind of college degree does it require? What kind of major? What school offers that? And what's the best way to hack that school? If you'd love help putting together a plan like that, we have worked with hundreds and hundreds of people to help them graduate college and to do exactly what I'm talking about in this video. We help our clients pick a college, pick a major, figure out exactly what kind of a plan to put together, and then give them advice on how to speed up the process as much as possible while watching out for tricky policies from schools, making sure the transfer goes smoothly and that everything works the way that it should. If that sounds good to you, check out the link in the description to set up an appointment with us. If you're not quite ready yet, you can check out these two videos here with college hackers who we have worked with. You can see what their experience was like as they finished their degree super fast, super inexpensively, and were able to move on with their careers. Thanks so much for watching, and happy hacking.